Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. A few days ago I did an Az Chats video called Faction Hub Fail, where I discussed the removal of two brilliant areas within the Warlords of Draenor, namely Temple of Karabor and Bladespar Fortress, which were going to be your capital city hubs in this new expansion. Instead, they repositioned them here on Ashran, the tiny instanced world PvP isle which is completely disengaged from the mainland itself. Now, since that video, the Alliance base of Stormshield has received a dramatic facelift. Aesthetically, it looks a lot nicer, and physically, it's a lot bigger. The question is, though, is it a lot better? And the simple answer is no. You see, they've brought along with it its new set of problems. And the new set of problems is, this is your Garrison 2.0. I did a big video yesterday, about 25 minutes long. It was about the evolution of the Alliance Garrison, starting off from just a pure field and moving up into this level 3 fortress with which you can command troops and you can do this, that and the other. You should go and check it out. So the problem is, when you're leaving your garrison, you're looking for something new within your game. Not just aesthetically, but the whole feel and the whole vibe. Now, if the capital cities had remained as the Temple of Karabor and Bladespar Fortress, you would have got that immediately, whether or not you were Horde or Alliance, because they physically looked so dramatically different, it would have immediately changed your mindset. But with all the buildings here pretty much being lifted from your garrison, you're simply going to be going from your garrison to Ashran, to your garrison to Ashran, and it's all looking exactly the same. There's nothing whatsoever to make you feel any sort of wonderment or change or difference. What kind of compounds this issue is the Blizzard developers, because they're just lying to us, and that's a really sad state of affair when we're talking about a video game where people just want to play for fun and the developers are talking bullshit. We've had stories from Lore, we've had stories from Bashiok. We don't know who's telling any kind of truth here because all the stories seem to differ. Did they run out of time? Could they not fulfill their role and trying to get the Temple of Karabor and Bladespar Fortress ready for launch of the game? Doesn't seem actually likely that that is correct information. Or as Lore said, they were never actually intended to become the faction hubs, even though, of course, they were announced at BlizzCon as being the faction hubs. So that was the most ridiculous thing that anyone could have said at all. But the point is, if they're going to remain our faction hubs, then they've got to be different. They have to be different from what we're expecting in the game, especially when Garrisons is going to play such a key role. And when they don't look any different, everything's going to feel bland very quickly indeed. Because unless there is content which keeps us out in a big bad world for a considerable amount of time, people are going to get bored shitless. And rightly so too. You don't have to be an insufferable wanker to understand a bit of basic logic. You see, Draenor itself is rich in aesthetic diversity. Each zone looked completely different to the other and they all look exceptional. There's no reason why other bases couldn't have been created in these areas. So the only logical reason why these hubs could be positioned on a tiny instanced world PvP isle, which to be quite honest with you isn't big enough to house these hubs, is forcing world PvP. Then to aesthetically make them identical to your garrison, well, that just involves face palming. It needed to look different if it was going to be here. It needed to look fresh for the player. But there we go. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I hope you enjoyed the vid. Please do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook and twitch.tv/HeelvsBabyface for live Warlords of Draenor streaming, and I shall be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care everybody. Bye bye.